What's going on, guys? This is Demian from the Lookout. I'm finally back and let's talk about set 20 Banlist predictions. It's finally time to try to guess and miserably fail at what cards are going to get hit on the ban list. But before we begin this video is brought to you by us, by Zenkai Showdown 2. That's right, Zenkai Showdown, the biggest community-driven event in Europe, is returning on the 22nd of April. Go click on the video with this thumbnail, it's in the description, and you can find more info about the event and where to purchase tickets and what's gonna happen and everything. Go check out the description below. It's gonna be cool, it's gonna be awesome, and I hope to see you there. Now, roll the video. As with all of our videos, let's start with a breakdown. So in this video we will be talking about Banlist predictions. The Banlist is supposed to hit this Friday or Sunday, so let's get in on this before it's too late. I'll show you my guesses, I'll give you some of my comments on why I believe these specific cards will be banned or limited or rat or whatever, and then we'll just finish it off with a summary. Let's go. Let's start with the big scary Android 21 bad omen. A lot of people have this one on their radar because this one can actually allow you to just burn your opponent like a madman once you establish enough energies, thanks to the leader's ability, the new leader's ability, to use your opponent's cards as energy. So there is this idea, there is this world in which you can actually do this a bunch of times and just burn your opponent, just 4 damage uninterruptible, stuff like that. So that's the reason why everyone is talking about this card. There is an argument that limiting its auto to 1 could work as well, because okay, maybe you can have 4 copies of it, but you can only do 1 per turn, 1 uninterruptible damage per turn. So that's okay, but will it actually be banned? It won't get touched at all. I needed to say this immediately because some people just rush through these videos. This card won't be touched at all. It won't be banned. It won't get in a errata probably. The most likely solution to powering it down would be to just make it a limit 1. Just limit it to 1. That's it. That's what I meant when I wrote this. Bandai clearly wants this deck to do good. Clearly wants Android 21 to do good, because Android 21 license is extremely expensive apparently. So this deck needs to succeed. Now, is Bad Omen really that terrifying? Probably. But I believe that this will just be one of those, hey guys, let's just see what happens. I also don't want this card to get banned because it's played in some other decks, and those decks will suffer if this card gets banned. So we'll see. We will see. I don't believe that it will be banned at all, but yeah, we'll see. Next, let's talk about Cooler. This is one of those cards that's always on someone's radar. It's always on someone's radar because every time yellow gets remotely better, it's guys, we need to ban Cooler. I mean, I understand Cooler is a feels bad card, and right now we're getting some double strike yellow leaders, we're getting the Spirit Bomb yellow leader who can become just huge, and now Cooler is looking more of an issue than ever. Starter Vegeta Z leader, and Vegeta can make this situation in which it is crazy hard to out combo them. They can just become gigantic, and then what? You can't counter their attacks because they're just tossing Cooler. So will Cooler, keeping all of this into consideration, will Cooler finally get banned? No, it won't. And what is the likeliest solution? Nothing. I fully believe that this is one of those cards that will just be completely untouched. Completely untouched. It's a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling that this card will be left alone, and it will be hey, let's see how good these leaders actually are like the Vegeta one and the Majin Vegeta leader. Let's see how good they are first, before we ban a card that's as big of a staple as Cooler. I think that's what's gonna happen. Like, it looks super scary on paper. Just imagining that this thing exists in the upcoming metagame is super scary. But this isn't the first time that Cooler looked super scary on paper. So we'll have to wait and see. But I don't believe that this one will get banned. Maybe limited to one. Just limited to one copy. And even then, a bunch of decks still run one copy. I mean, 2 is more of a standard nowadays, but some decks still run one copy. So, in summary, will it get banned? No, nothing will happen to this card. Now let's talk about a mistake. This card is a mistake. It never should have existed. It should rot in hell. Like, this is the most awful thing that I have ever seen in this game. I hate it so much. Yes, I've lost to it countless times in the past. No, just get rid of this card. This is my staple of every Banlist prediction. Just go to hell, Blue Unison. Come on, let's just die already. But what I believe should happen, in all seriousness, this card should be limited to 1. I'm gonna die on that hill. You don't need to ban it. You have to limit it to 1. Because Piccolo Jr. was limited for the exact same logic, like the staple Unison in the color. And according to that logic, Boo should get limited as well. But will it be banned? No, it will never be banned. Likely solution is limiting it to 1, but it will never be banned. This card just got reprinted in promo packs, so it's not going away. Instead, it will just end up being limited to 1, and that's basically it, you know. Because the Bandai wants to tone down blue decks, but, you know, they still don't want you to open a completely useless card, because that's just like feels bad. Like, imagine you go to an event, you get this like promo pack, and then you open something that's banned. Like, that really feels bad. So I think it's just going to get hit like limit 1. You can still use it, but like that's it. Like, it's good enough. To me, that's good enough. Like, Boo, go away. Now the big one, Vegeta 6-drop. Will this get banned? So what's the problem with this card? Well, it's super strong, that's the problem. Like, Beerus ramps like insane. We also have some other blue ramp decks, and everything in blue that ramps so fast that like this card comes out much earlier than expected. Like, it probably wasn't designed to just get slammed on turn 3, turn 4, and then just like ramp you to like 10 energy. I don't believe that this was Bandai's intention when they made it. And we have seen at the World Championship just how strong this card is. So, well, considering all of that, and considering that this is probably one of the key players as to why Blue is so good right now, will it get banned? Yes, this card will get banned. Alternative is an errata, but that's not going to happen. Now, I know that a lot of people are thinking like, hey, you can just errata this to SS4 Vegeta, which is true. However, I went over all banned cards, all errata cards. Bandai doesn't do that. I think there's only one time with the Vegeta, the red Vegeta counterplay, that a card was errated to be leader locked. This doesn't happen. So if Bandai is between banning a card or errating it to get leader locked, it usually just gets banned. So that's what I think will happen with this one. This one is just getting banned, and that's it. Goodbye, Vegeta. And finally, let's talk about Crimson. This is one of the strongest decks in the game. This deck just dominates. Like, it dominated every single tournament that it was in. It got hit by an errata once, and then it still dominated everything. So yeah, this is currently the best blue deck. It's extremely impressive. It's super difficult to fight against. So will it finally go away? Yes, I believe that Crimson is just going to get flat out banned. And that's it. Bandai is just going to ban it. And that's it. No more Crimson. You see, usually I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to banning leaders. Now, you might call for leaders to get banned, but if you check the ban list, there's not a lot of banned leaders. Honestly, I can't think of any other leader than Mecha Frieza and the Gohan reboot one. Like, nothing else was banned. So, it's a pretty high threshold. However, Bandai already tried to kill this leader once with an errata. They have shown that they're okay with this leader not existing in the game anymore, and with this leader being so extremely dominant, I just think they're going to get rid of it. Yeah, you can fight it, like we have seen that you can fight it, that you can take against it, but it's still so oppressive, and a lot of decks can't bring that fight to Crimson, and that's why I think it's just going to get hit again, and this time it's just going to be flat out banned. Before I end this video, I just want to mention two leaders that I'm unsure of, two archetypes, and those are Gogeta and Sin. So I'm pretty sure that Gogeta is going to get hit. I'm pretty sure that Gogeta's days are numbered. By this point, you know, the World Championship is over. Those special art Gogeta leaders have been distributed. It's time for Gogeta to go away. It is time for it to go away. And I'm pretty sure that this will happen, but I'm not sure how. Like, that's the thing that I'm unsure of. Sin, I don't believe that Sin needs to be touched. I don't believe that it needs to be touched. It's not as oppressive. Yeah, it still tops like some locals, and you can still see it, you know, at some events, but it's nowhere near as prominent as Gogeta is right now. So, should Sin get touched as well? Maybe, but I kinda doubt it. I really doubt it. I think Gogeta is the one that's just getting annihilated, and Sin is just gonna be left untouched, and that's it. But I'm unsure, so we'll see. Before we end the video, let's quickly dive into the summary. So the upcoming ban list needs to shake up things, because we've been seeing the same decks and colors being meta for way too long now. Now yellow is getting better, but other than that, like, you're still seeing basically the same decks. Like, Trunks Vegeta took the World Championship, awesome, like awesome, but it's Trunks Vegeta. You know, it's the deck that you have been seeing for so very long. Same with like Gamma representing blue, Crimson, Beerus, Gogeta, all of these decks, we have seen them before. They have been here for a very, very long time. Dragon Ball is that type of a game that's completely understandable. That's one of the biggest appeals of the game, that you can actually play the decks that you want to play through many metagames, and that's awesome. But lately I think that we are seeing a lot of Crimson, and I think we're seeing still some Gogeta here and there. So I think that if those two got removed, like if blue and red got hit at the same time, we might see even more decks pop out. So I expect blue to get hit harder this time around, but I also expect that Gogeta should go away too, in order to make room for non-blue strategies. Because if we just remove blue, then Gogeta becomes super oppressive. Blue and some yellow decks find a way to fight it, but then Gogeta just gatekeeps green and black. Like, those two colors are just gone, like, because they can't fight it. So Gogeta should get hit as well to make room. If you're hitting blue, hit Gogeta too. Blue will just continue to dominate with Android 21 anyway. So, you know, they might just kill everything else, and I think Android 21 is still going to be the best deck in the next metagame. If green gets touched, I will cry. So Bandai, please don't touch green. Please, please, Bandai, don't touch green. And I think that's about it. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what are your ban list predictions. It's always awesome to talk about ban list predictions. So I'm really wondering, what do you think? Like, I haven't mentioned some things like Dimension Magic and Android 17 turning the tide, because that would just take space in the video. I don't think that either one of them are getting touched at all. But I think that there are some cards that I have probably missed. There are some opinions that some of you probably disagree with. That's completely fine. However, I would love to read them. So leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I read all of your comments. I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And before you leave, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. And maybe by some miracle we manage to hit it by the end of March. This has been Demian from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.